galaxy, far, far away, one deck emerges. A deck so intricate and beautiful that the only way to see the details and understand the complexity of the deck is if you had help. But don't worry, before you say,
I got a bad feeling about this,
remember that you have help. Me, Jacob White, the magician, and of course Chewy. Say hi, Chewy. And don't worry, we're going to help you every step on this journey as we go through the deck. Which deck, you might ask? The Star Wars deck. So strap on your seatbelts and hit the hyperspace, Chewy. Starting with the design, overall, I think this was a really cool deck. There was a lot to take in, but there was also a lot for what I got. So starting with the aces, they have different ships on them. A lot of the classics, you can see the Millennium Falcon, you can see Darth Vader's classic TIE Fighter, there's the sleeve one, which is Boba Fett's ship, and then finally we have the basic X-Wing, which is what a lot of the pilots used. And speaking of Boba Fett, the next part, we're going to go into all of the different main characters on the dark side. And starting with, we got Boba Fett. I like the design on it. Looks really cool. We also have Darth Vader, a very classic. They have the Emperor, which is nice. And then finally, we have Kylo Ren. And on the opposite side, some of the main characters on the light side, we have Rey, we got Leia, and then of course Han Solo. Wouldn't be a deck without Han Solo. Some of the more, you would kind of have to know what they look like, but so I guess not exactly main characters, but ones most people that are Star Wars fans would recognize. We have Obi-Wan, and as you're going to see in a moment, there was one other card that I was a little bit confused whether it was Obi-Wan or not, but what gave it away was the metal hand, which I didn't notice at first, but I like that little detail. That's cool. We got Lando Calrissian, and then finally we got Queen Amidala. And the only other two characters, this first one was one that, like I said, I got it confused with which one was Obi-Wan. I think this is Count Dooku. I could be wrong. It doesn't exactly look like him, but I've thought, and I can't think of any other character that it could be. But if you guys know what it is, comment it down below. And then finally, I don't remember the name of this lady. I'll put up the name on screen what it is, but there's her as well. Now, there's only two other cards other than just the main numbers, and that's the Jokers. So I love the Jokers because we have BB-8, and then we have the other robot, which I think has a name, but I'm pretty sure it's just a bunch of random numbers. Again, I'll put it up on the screen. I don't exactly remember what it is. Now, there's only probably two things that I would have rather we had in the design, which is for the two characters that I didn't really know that aren't really cool, I would have rather we had gotten Yoda. I think that would have been really cool. And then the one other thing, it is a little bit on the deck itself, like the box, but there's not a whole lot of the Death Star. There's a little bit on the box. You can kind of see it sort of in the background, but for the most part, I think it would have been really cool if either in the back design more, or if in an actual card we had the Death Star. But for the most part, the design is really cool. The backs are cool. There's a lot of the main characters that you would want to see. So I think overall, as well as the numbers, they're not extremely different, but they are pretty cool. But for the most part, the design is really cool. And now let's move on to how well they work. The cards are really nice. They're kind of similar to bicycle cards where it's very smooth, easy to use, and for the most part, they work very well. I can't really say there's anything that I would have rather had done differently with the cards because, yeah, they worked really well. So I'm going to allow you to enjoy this quick little montage of me doing different stuff with it, and then we'll get into my final thoughts on the deck. Okay, so as for my final thoughts on the deck, this is what I think about it. Overall, it was an awesome deck. I love the design. It's very fluid. The cards, they're not bricky like I had kind of problems with a previous deck. It's just a really good deck. Overall, I would rate it an 8 out of 10. Like I mentioned, there was a few things that were missing. Could have had a few cooler design cards. Yoda, if it had the Death Star. Two other things that I thought of later on when I was talking to actually my brother about it is with the droids, it didn't have R2D2 or C3PO. My mic decided to die. Sorry about that. But as I was saying, it didn't have those. But again, overall, this deck was an incredible deck. It had a ton of stuff. If you're a Star Wars fan, you wouldn't get this deck and be disappointed. You would love it. Most people that are buying decks like this aren't generally using them, so for someone who uses them and enjoys seeing cool decks, it was absolutely awesome. I loved it. And overall, I think it was a good deck. Don't worry about the other deck, the Stranger Things deck. I'm still going to do a review on it, another video. But make sure that you guys are ready for next week's video because it's going to be an exciting one. Going somewhere, doing something really exciting. Next week's video, make sure you stay tuned for it. It'll be the exciting video for 400 subscribers. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed this content. Subscribe, turn on notifications, share this with others, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, guys. Peace out.